G'day, Sunday. I'm still out here in the workshop, cranking away on the march here. It's midday. I think we're about an hour away from getting some bad news. But hey, the good news is the weather's nice. It's quiet outside, birds are chirping, all that sort of carry on. So I started on these brackets to mount this tank. Actually, they look better on the camera than they do in person. I'm not 100% convinced that that's the way I want to do it, but it's a bit late now because we've already got some nutserts, riv nuts, or whatever you want to call them in here. People will cringe. Oh, you've drilled into your tubes. I don't care. It's like, I don't care. This thing's more about holding the bonnet down than it is actually structurally reinforcing the car. It'll still do its job just fine. If we see some cracks forming in this thing, then we know it's actually doing some structural work and it's not good enough for the job, at which point we'll sort it out. I'll do it from thick wall aluminium tube just to make people angry. Right, so we're committed now. It's going there. That's what's happening. I might put some holes in here to make it look nice, although then it makes it hard to clean it because all the dirt gets in between here and here, and it'll be yuckiness. Right, I need some silicone hose to go from there around to there. I did consider doing this with AN fittings. Put a tube, excuse me Mr. Horse, put a tube adapter onto here and then go AN4 from there around and put a AN4 fitting on here, and then I decided against it. There's not really much point in getting too carried away with that sort of thing, and if we hard mount things on there like an AN4, someone's going to lean on that and it's going to snap it off there, and then you have to go home, don't you? So we'll just stick with tried and true. We'll go with the silicone hose. I don't have a length big enough here today. Maybe should go for a drive and get that. Not that we're driving this anytime soon, but I have a feeling we won't be driving anywhere in about, it'll be midnight is when they usually do it. Anyway, shouldn't be complaining, could be worse. That is designed in such a way that it's going to give our bracey thingy a little bit more strength as well, because I made these out of flimsy material. That's 1.6. I could have done it from 1.2, would have been fine for holding the tank. Yes, I think this weighs 600 grams, wasn't it? Something like that, plus the 2.7 inside there gives us 3.3 kgs we've got to hold. Probably will hold it if we tighten the screws up. I got to chop a piece out of there to make sure the bonnet closes, but other than that, we're pretty good. Like I say, I might put some holes in here just to make it look nice, or notch it out, maybe do something like that. I'll think of something. Better? Worse? Doesn't matter now. It's done, and I'm not going to change it. I think that looks better. Yeah, it definitely looks better through the camera. It's better in person, but being honest, it looks better in the camera. So, I don't know. We could powder coat this black. We could anodize this black. We could paint this black. We could gold foil wrap this. We could polish it. We could powder coat or anodize virtually any color. I'll make up my mind on that sort of thing later on. Leaving it raw aluminium like that, I mean, it looks fine, and if we get rid of just the effects from the welding around there, it'll look okay for a period of time. It depends really entirely on how I treat the car. If I'll do my best to try and keep it in the garage here, it'll look all right for a couple of years perhaps, depending if we have any rounds in the wet or not. If I chuck the poor old thing outside under the cover, which does happen, being in the Waikato, it's not going to look great for very long. It's going to get that yucky oxidized this sort of look about it, even though that's actually quite relatively new material. Right, I'll give it a little bit more of a tidy up, and then I'll call that job done. And we're going to think of what else we're going to do. I did talk about that rear diffuser, didn't I? And that stainless steel tube there, although perhaps I should leave that because we might have quite a long period of needing to find something to do. And of course, before getting too carried away, and make sure the bonnet can still close with that tank in there. I'm not sure if you'll see it. Actually, let's try just crashing the camera down through there. Somewhere there is the bottom of that tank. There it is. And you can't see it, but I can stick my finger down there, and there's about 2 millimeters clearance between this and the tank once it's had a little bit of a hack. So that's alright, I'm fine with that. That's still going to be plenty strong enough doing what it needs to do. And yeah, that's looking better and better. I'm quite happy with that now. Although then I look at these tabs and think, yeah, they could do with a bit of that sort of treatment as well. The rules say the attachment for this tank into the car has to hold 20 times the weight of the tank. And I'm assuming that's going to be with fuel in it as well, which is why these have been welded in the way they have, giving a bit of clearance, a bit of room for movement and stuff. It'll give it a bit of a chance to have a bit of a tug, a bit of a flex, a pull, but not necessarily directly just yank everything to bits. Pretty confident that'll pass the test. As everyone knows, I've accidentally put some of my engineering skills to the test in the past, and I've passed with flying colours, so that's fine. Right, it's that o'clock. I'm going to go inside, I'm going to eat some lunch and find out what the bad news is for today. Well, there might be good news. Let's hope it's good news. I mean, I cleaned that. I cleaned that. Look how dirty it is already. Now, if I can chip some money together, I reckon we'll do a carbon fibre one of those. The bonnet, that is. That's a relatively easy item to do. And this steel one, although I haven't weighed it, the doors are 22. I reckon the bonnet's got to be 10. So we do a carbon fibre, it'll be 3 kgs, and that'll completely nullify the, I think that was 400 or something. Would have been a little bit heavier with the piece on the top, and what we've just put in here, this one, that was about 600, wasn't it? Something like that. So we take 5-6 kgs out for the bonnet. Yay, winning. Cool, lunchtime. Yeah. Oh, at least it's not level 4. Level 3. So, and I was like, oh, it's not too bad. I've got some things to do. I can get on with, I mean, the gas there is, it's a bit low. We might still be able to get gas during level 3, essential service and all that sort of carry on. Technically, being a workshop of sorts, kind of essential service, yeah, not really so much for doing race car. I do have a small bottle, the little wee bottle, the itty bitty one. That's got some gas in it, so we can carry on to a certain extent, but probably not at the rate that I would like to. Ordered some pins for the ECU to shorten up the harness on that. Hopefully that will turn up. That package will turn up Tuesday, Wednesday. That's good. We can carry on with that. The powder coating. So powder coat is probably going to be closed during level 3. So we won't get that stuff back. I didn't even pay attention to see how long our lockdown is for. Let's hope it's just a week or something like that. So I have a plan. If it's a good one or not, you'll have to wait and see. Right. Cheers for watching. Thanks, bye.